My buddy and I were on a cross-country road trip, a classic adventure fueled by cheap gas station coffee and even cheaper motels. One night, somewhere deep in the desolate heart of Nevada, we pulled into a place called the Stardust Inn. It was the only sign of life for miles, its neon sign flickering like a dying heartbeat. The guy at the front desk was ancient, with skin like worn leather and eyes that seemed to look right through you. He slid a key across the counter. Room 13. We were exhausted, so we didn't think twice about it. We just wanted to crash. The room was dated, faded floral wallpaper, a TV with rabbit ears, and 2 single beds. I claimed the one by the window. As I collapsed onto the mattress, I remember thinking it was surprisingly soft, almost springy. I fell asleep almost instantly. I woke up a few hours later, feeling strange. It was a rhythmic sensation, a gentle rising and falling. For a second, I thought it was my own breathing, but it was too deep, too slow. I opened my eyes. The room was pitch black, but I could feel it. The entire mattress was moving beneath me. It would swell up slowly, hold for a beat, and then sink back down like a massive chest, inhaling and exhaling. My heart hammered against my ribs. I was frozen, convinced I was still dreaming. I listened for my friends snoring from the other bed, but there was only silence, broken by this slow, deep, impossible breathing. I held my own breath, trying to make sense of it. Maybe it was a weird waterbed, but the movement was too organic, too lifelike. I slowly, carefully, slid my hand down the side of the mattress. My fingers brushed against the fabric, and then something else. It was warm, and it felt like skin, leathery and coarse. A jolt of pure terror shot up my arm. I snatched my hand back as if I'd been burned. The breathing of the bed didn't stop. It was steady, patient. I had to get out. I rolled off the bed, landing on the grimy carpet with a soft thud. My legs were shaking so hard I could barely stand. I fumbled for my phone, my fingers slipping on the screen. I finally turned on the flashlight, its beam cutting through the darkness. I aimed it at the bed. It looked normal, just a cheap, lumpy motel bed, but I knew what I had felt. I crept closer, my light tracing the edges of the mattress. I saw a dark, sticky substance seeping out from between the mattress and the box spring like molasses. The smell hit me then, a coppery, rotten scent that made me gag. I backed away slowly, my flashlight beam shaking. I had to get a better look. What was under there? My mind was racing. Was it some kind of animal? A prank? I couldn't just leave without knowing. I knelt down, my heart pounding a frantic rhythm against the slow, steady beat of the bed. I took a deep breath and lifted the corner of the mattress. The beam of my flashlight fell on something that will haunt my nightmares forever. It wasn't an animal, it wasn't a machine. Under the mattress, fused to the box spring, was a grotesque mass of flesh. It was huge, spanning the entire length and width of the bed frame. It was a chaotic tangle of what looked like veins and muscle tissue, all pulsing in unison with that slow, rhythmic breath. Patches of coarse, dark hair dotted its surface, and in the center of the mass, a single, huge, milky white eye swiveled slowly to look directly at me. It didn't have a pupil, just an endless, cloudy void. A scream tore from my throat, raw and desperate. I dropped the mattress and scrambled backward, crashing into the flimsy knit stand. The lamp and my phone went flying. My friend jolted awake, shouting my name. "What's wrong? What's happening?" I couldn't form words. I just pointed a trembling finger at the bed. Don't touch it," I shrieked. He looked at me like I was insane, then at the bed, which was now perfectly still. The breathing had stopped. He flicked on the main light. The room looked normal, almost comically so. "Dude, you had a nightmare," he said, rubbing his eyes. "No," I stammered. "No, look under the bed." He sighed, clearly annoyed, but he knelt down and lifted the mattress. He was silent for a long moment, then he just let it drop. He stood up slowly, his face completely drained of color. "We need to leave," he whispered. "Right now. We didn't even pack." We grabbed our keys and wallets and bolted out of that room. We slammed the door shut and ran to the front desk. The old man was still there, polishing a glass, not even looking up as we burst in. "We're checking out," I panted, throwing the key onto the counter. He picked it up slowly, a faint, knowing smile on his face. He finally looked at us, his ancient eyes glinting in the dim light. "You shouldn't have booked room 13, he said, his voice a dry rasp. "She doesn't like to be disturbed when she's sleeping." He then turned back to his glass as if we were already gone. We didn't wait for a reply. We sprinted to our car and peeled out of the Stardust Inn, never looking back. To this day, I can't sleep on a bed without checking what's underneath first. And I will never, ever stay in a room 13 again.